Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff.
Yeah, but so there's still, I mean, it's crazy too because there's still more happening in court. Like, I mean, everything is still active even though we're not hearing about it as much anymore. And the people may be fatigued like we talked about prior to.
All right, let's dive right into this explosive story that feels like it's straight out of a Hollywood thriller. Picture this. The son of one of the biggest music icons of all time embroiled in a legal scandal so messy, it's threatening to tarnish an already fragile family legacy. We're talking about King Combs, also known as Christian Combs, the son of Diddy Combs, the son of Diddy Combs. And trust us when we say things are heating up faster than anyone could have imagined.
Diddy, if you're just joining us here, was just arrested and taken into federal custody in New York tonight. Sources tell TMZ Homeland Security swooped into a Midtown hotel late Monday where Diddy was staying, and they arrested him.
Now, let's set the scene. The legal drama surrounding King Combs exploded earlier this year when accusations surfaced, and now it's being reported that he's been officially served with legal papers at his father's Miami mansion. The allegations, they're as shocking as they are disturbing. Claims of physical aggression, unwanted advances, and a whole series of events that allegedly took place during a chaotic yacht party back in 2022. The accuser, Grace O'Marcaille, a professional stewardess with years of experience in the industry, is suing for assault, misconduct, battery, and emotional trauma. The details emerging from this lawsuit are enough to make even the most hardened celebrity gossip enthusiast raise an eyebrow.
I have information that he was arrested tonight at a Manhattan hotel. He is currently being processed. I heard from his attorney they are still maintaining his innocence. They said that in anticipation of these charges that Diddy relocated to New York last week.
So what exactly went down on that infamous yacht? According to Grace, what was supposed to be a wholesome family outing quickly spiraled into something entirely different, a scene she described as chaotic, inappropriate, and completely unprofessional. And this wasn't just any yacht. It was chartered by Diddy himself, a name synonymous with extravagant parties. Grace claims the atmosphere was anything but family-friendly, filled with questionable behavior that she and her fellow crew members were forced to witness and, in some cases, endure. She alleges that her workload unexpectedly skyrocketed as the party veered into what she described as a hedonistic environment. Imagine being hired to maintain a luxury yacht, only to find yourself navigating a circus of wild antics and unruly guests. It sounds like something out of a bad reality TV show, but for Grace, it was her real life. Now, here's where the story takes an even darker turn. Grace alleges that King Combs, who was among the guests, took a particular interest in her during this event. At first, she claims his behavior was merely inappropriate. Comments, lingering looks, but it quickly escalated into something far worse. According to her lawsuit, he pressured her to join him for drinks, ignoring her refusals and eventually resorting to physical aggression. She describes an incident where he allegedly grabbed her arm in a way that left her bruised, pulling her down next to him and refusing to let her leave. Imagine being in that situation, cornered, scared, and unable to escape. It's the stuff of nightmares.
It's just incredible. And, it brings into context our whole system of innocent to proven guilty. Why is he not being given bond? And, we could debate that all day long. Of all people that's unlikely to flee or get away, well, he's got the resources to flee, but he's so recognizable. And isn't he innocent till proven guilty? Well, yeah, but, we have to recognize there are degrees of innocent till proven guilty.
But it doesn't stop there. Grace's allegations take an even more chilling direction as she claims that after forcing her to take shots, which she suspected were tampered with, King Combs cornered her in a private room. What followed, according to her account, was an aggressive and deeply distressing encounter that left her traumatized. She says that she only managed to escape when someone else walked into the room, interrupting what could have been an even worse situation. The details are shocking, to say the least, and they paint a picture of a young man who allegedly abused his privilege and power in the most egregious way. Let's take a moment to consider the fallout from this alleged incident. Grace's life, as she knew it, was turned upside down. A seasoned professional in the yachting industry with plans to build a lifelong career, she found herself unable to continue in her chosen field. The emotional toll was devastating, leading to the end of a long-term relationship that she had hoped would lead to marriage. According to her, her partner couldn't cope with the aftermath of the alleged incident, both the visible bruises and the emotional scars. She says her mental health deteriorated to the point where she required intensive therapy and medication, and even then, the effects lingered. She reportedly couldn't fully participate in her sister's wedding just months later, an event she had been looking forward to for over a year. Imagine having such a joyful moment in your life overshadowed by trauma. Grace says that's exactly what happened to her.
I mean, it's a legitimate concern. No judge wants to wake up and read the headlines the next day. Oh, they treated this guy special and they gave him bond. and now he's gone and he fled from justice. So that's what's in the back of most judges' minds. On the other hand, we deal with cases where clients have significant funds sometimes, and sometimes where there's money, you can craft a unique solution. Years ago, it was the ankle bracelet and the ankle monitor.
Now, of course, King Combs and his legal team have vehemently denied the allegations. In fact, they've gone on the offensive, labeling the claims as baseless and part of a broader pattern of what they call manufactured lies. Their criticism is aimed not just at Grace, but also at her attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, who has been a controversial figure in the legal world. Blackburn, for his part, has been accused of filing sensational lawsuits to garner media attention and pressure settlements. Diddy's lawyer, Aaron Dyer, didn't hold back in his rebuttal, describing the lawsuit as filled with irrelevant facts and promising to file a motion to dismiss it entirely. It's a classic case of he said, she said, but the stakes couldn't be higher for either side.
To me, that with all the money he has and all the resources he has, they couldn't craft some solution that lets him be under some form of house arrest. And again, it sounds like special treatment, but the truth of the matter is, to incarcerate somebody like him is expensive to all of us. We're taxpayers, and he's got to have unique situations. You can't put him in general population where, everyone wants a piece of him and everyone wants to be his friend and everyone.
What makes this situation even more intriguing is the timing. As King Combs faces these allegations, his father Diddy is dealing with legal troubles of his own. The elder Combs, once a towering figure in the music and entertainment industry, is currently sitting behind bars awaiting trial on charges that range from racketeering to trafficking. The parallels between father and son are hard to ignore, and it raises an uncomfortable question. Is this a case of like father, like son? Diddy's reputation as a party king is well documented, but the recent allegations against him paint a much darker picture of his lifestyle, a lifestyle that, some speculate, may have influenced his children.
Well, Sierra, anything's possible, right? But now this judge has an even harder time, I think, because the past judge locked him up, didn't let him out, and he's still there available for trial. If the new judge lets him out on bond and something goes wrong, and this isn't the analysis that I'm proud to make, right? We shouldn't be saying, well, judges are worried about their own skin and how they look if something bad happens.
To make matters even more complicated, there are whispers of behind-the-scenes efforts to control the narrative. Rumors suggest that Diddy, even from behind bars, has been orchestrating strategies to protect his family and salvage what's left of their empire. There's even talk of a leaked phone call between Diddy and King Combs, where the elder Combs allegedly advised his son on how to handle the legal battle. While the authenticity of this call is up for debate, it adds another layer of intrigue to an already sensational story. If true, it would suggest that Diddy is doing everything in his power to shield his son, even as his own world crumbles around him.
They're going to try everything. They're going to try to transfer him. They're going to try to get him out. In a normal case where it's a high-profile person or a well-funded person, the prosecution and the judge is a little bit more concerned about a wrongful prosecution, because people that are mad that they're being arrested for a crime they didn't commit can turn around and file for malicious prosecution.
But let's not forget the human cost of all this. For Grace, the lawsuit isn't just about seeking justice. It's about reclaiming her life. She says the alleged incident not only robbed her of her career and relationship, but also left her battling depression and anxiety. And while the Combs family has dismissed her claims as opportunistic, Grace insists that she's fighting for the truth. Whether you believe her account or side with the Combs family, one thing is clear. This case is far from over, and it has the potential to reshape the public's perception of one of hip-hop's most iconic families.
Every jail is bad, and some jails are worse than others. And the problem, again, is if you move him, why is he getting special treatment? And maybe he's earned special treatment. Maybe what he's done, maybe he's given so much back to his fans and to the world and to charity that maybe there's a way that it plays out in the end. But again, to go into court and say this jail is bad, move him to another jail, is not your first argument.
As the lawsuit moves forward, all eyes will be on King Combs and his legal team. Will they manage to have the case dismissed, as they promised? Or will Grace's allegations hold up in court, leading to a reckoning for the youngest member of the Combs dynasty? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. This is a story that's only going to get more intense as new details emerge. And with that, we transition into the bigger picture, the crumbling empire of the Combs family. With Diddy behind bars and King Combs facing serious allegations, the once mighty dynasty is clearly on shaky ground. But just how far will they fall? And what does this mean for the future of one of the most influential families in the entertainment world? Stay tuned, because the next chapter in this unfolding saga is bound to be just as jaw-dropping as the last.
He was I was 3 years old. I don't have a lot of memories of my father. They say, you can't miss something you never had. So that's only a little ways right, There's definitely been times as I've gotten older that I've missed my father.
So, the Combs family, once a towering symbol of power and influence in the music industry, now finds itself grappling with a storm that threatens to dismantle everything they built. At the center of this whirlwind is a toxic mix of allegations, lawsuits, and public scrutiny, casting a dark shadow over a dynasty that has dominated headlines for decades. With Diddy behind bars awaiting trial and King Combs facing his own legal troubles, the cracks in the family's carefully curated image are becoming impossible to ignore. The question now is, how much longer can they hold it all together? To understand the full weight of the situation, let's pull back the curtain on the empire that Diddy Combs spent decades building. From his early days as a record producer and entrepreneur to becoming a cultural icon, Diddy was the blueprint for success in the entertainment world. Bad Boy Records, his brainchild, churned out hit after hit, propelling artists like Notorious B.I.G. and Faith Evans to global stardom. Diddy himself became a household name, not just for his music, but for his larger-than-life persona, lavish lifestyle, and a relentless drive that made him an unstoppable force in business. He conquered music, fashion, spirits, and even reality television, cementing his status as one of the most influential figures in pop culture.
And so I learned early in life that there was only two ways out of that, dead and in jail. And, made me work that even harder. So sometimes you can't just answer why, things happen.
But behind the glitz and glamour, there have always been whispers, rumors of a darker side to Diddy's empire. Over the years, stories circulated about his wild parties, aggressive behavior, and alleged attempt to intimidate those who crossed him. These stories were often dismissed as tabloid fodder, overshadowed by his undeniable success and charm. Yet now, with his legal troubles piling up, those whispers have turned into a deafening roar. And as Diddy's own empire crumbles, it seems the fallout is dragging his entire family into the abyss.
And, so I learned early in life that there was only two ways out of that, dead and in jail. And, made me work that even harder. So sometimes you can't just answer why, things happen,
For years, Diddy's children have been presented as the heirs to his legacy, a new generation poised to carry the torch of the Combs name. From red carpet appearances to social media posts showcasing their opulent lives, the Combs kids have been groomed for stardom. But as the spotlight intensifies, so does the scrutiny. King Combs, in particular, has emerged as a central figure in the family drama. Once celebrated as a rising star in the music world, he now finds himself entangled in a legal battle that could derail not just his career, but the family's reputation as a whole. The allegations against King Combs have sparked a wave of speculation about the culture within the Combs family. Many are now questioning whether Diddy's high-octane lifestyle and controversial past have influenced his children in ways that are only now coming to light. After all, Diddy's reputation for throwing extravagant parties and surrounding himself with a questionable entourage is no secret. Could it be that King Combs simply followed in his father's footsteps, adopting the same behavior that Diddy himself once glorified? It's a question that has left fans and critics alike divided.
Mom's gonna always ride for their babies.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can get sentenced to 100 years for 27 million people, and they'll be like, but that's my baby, or he's not the person y'all betrayed him to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she mentioned have his day in court and speak his piece, and you know that you had reported that his attorney said Diddy's going to take the stand. I'm just really trying to figure out, what is he going to say? Like, how?
Adding fuel to the fire are the rumors of Diddy's alleged attempts to control the narrative from behind bars. According to insiders, the music mogul has been strategizing ways to protect his son and salvage what's left of their public image. One particularly shocking claim involves a leaked phone call from prison, in which Diddy allegedly instructed King Combs to clean up loose ends and avoid incriminating himself over the phone. While the authenticity of this call remains unverified, it has nonetheless sparked a frenzy of speculation. What exactly did Diddy mean by cleanup? Was he referring to evidence, witnesses, or something else entirely? The ambiguity has only added to the intrigue, leaving fans to piece together the puzzle on their own.
Will be sued, and I say will be because nothing has been filed yet, by at least 120 people in the next 30 days. So
what's even more unsettling are the whispers of hidden recordings that could potentially surface. Insiders claim there may be footage from Diddy's infamous gatherings, which could include moments that further implicate both him and those in his circle. While these claims remain unverified, the very idea of such recordings has sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. If these tapes were to come to light, they could not only solidify the allegations, but also expose a side of the Combs empire that has long been kept in the shadows. The rumors alone are enough to make collaborators and associates quietly distance themselves. No one wants to be caught in the fallout.
Sounded crazy, like I said before. They said that 2,300 people reached out to the law firm, and out of the 2,300 people, I guess they decided to go with just a little over 100, which seems like it's they just put out the number and everybody's calling to see if they can get a check.
It's insane. It's insane. Now, again, he did say that nothing has been filed yet because he says he wants to make sure that they do their due diligence and get this right. Now,
why they do a press conference?
But Diddy's alleged behind-the-scenes maneuvering doesn't stop there. Reports have surfaced that he's been using his influence to pressure witnesses and discredit accusers, a tactic that has raised eyebrows among legal experts. One alleged incident involves notes found in Diddy's jail cell, in which he reportedly outlined plans to dig up dirt on his accusers and pay off witnesses. Prosecutors have accused him of attempting to obstruct justice, calling his actions a blatant violation of the law. Diddy's legal team, of course, has dismissed these claims as baseless, arguing that the notes were taken out of context and should never have been seized in the first place. Still, the allegations paint a damning picture of a man desperate to maintain control, even as the walls close in around him. The implications of these allegations extend far beyond Diddy himself. For King Combs, whose career was just beginning to take off, the timing couldn't be worse. Already, brands and collaborators are distancing themselves from the young artist, wary of being associated with the controversy. Music industry insiders say that King Combs' rising star is now at risk of burning out entirely, as the lawsuit against him threatens to overshadow any potential success. Even his most loyal fans are struggling to reconcile the image of the smooth-talking performer with the disturbing allegations that have come to light.
What his team is trying to do is get the public to assume that the government is leaking some of this negative information about him, like that Cassie video. But the reality is, he's got a lot of enemies, and I really don't believe it's the government.
And there's the ripple effect on the rest of the Combs family. Diddy's other children, who have largely stayed out of the spotlight, are now being dragged into the drama by association. Social media has been flooded with comments questioning their role in the family's alleged misdeeds, with some accusing them of turning a blind eye to their father's behavior. Diddy's eldest son, Justin Combs, has faced his own share of controversy, with reports suggesting he's been blacklisted by luxury property brokers in Los Angeles for throwing destructive parties. While these incidents may seem unrelated, they collectively contribute to the narrative of a family in disarray, struggling to keep up appearances as their empire crumbles. The public response to the Combs family drama has been a mix of shock, outrage, and morbid curiosity. On one hand, fans who grew up idolizing Diddy are struggling to come to terms with the allegations against him and his son. On the other hand, critics argue that the Combs family's downfall was inevitable, given the culture of excess and entitlement that has long surrounded them. Social media has become a battleground for these opposing viewpoints, with hashtags and trending topics keeping the controversy alive. Memes, commentary videos, and think pieces dissecting the family's every move have flooded platforms like X, Instagram, and TikTok, ensuring that the drama remains firmly in the public eye.
Her civil lawsuit, Cassie said that she was the victim of abuse, assault, and at the hands of Diddy.
What does all of this mean for the future of the Combs family? Can they weather the storm and rebuild their empire, or is this the beginning of the end for one of hip-hop's most iconic dynasties? For Diddy, the stakes couldn't be higher. Facing the possibility of decades behind bars, he's fighting not just for his freedom, but for his legacy. Meanwhile, King Combs is grappling with the weight of his own legal battle, a fight that could determine the trajectory of his entire career. And as new allegations and lawsuits continue to surface, the pressure on the rest of the family is only mounting. What's clear is that the Combs family is at a crossroads. The decisions they make in the coming months will shape not just their own futures, but also their place in the history of entertainment. Will they emerge from this scandal stronger, using it as a catalyst for change and redemption? Or will they fall victim to the same forces that have brought down so many other powerful families before them? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The world will be watching every step of the way.
We're not done, and that Combs did not do this alone. Do you foresee that there could be other charges related to this case?
I'm not taking anything off the table.
The legal battles unfold and new details emerge. The Combs family saga is far from over. The headlines may focus on King Combs and Diddy, but the ripple effects are being felt across the entertainment industry. This is more than just a family drama. It's a cautionary tale about power, privilege, and the dangers of living life in the spotlight. Whatever happens next, it's clear that the Combs name will never be the same. And with that, the stage is set for the next chapter in this gripping story. What will it reveal? Stay tuned, because this is one narrative that's only just getting started. And as the Combs family saga continues to unfold, viewers are left with more questions than answers. Do you think King Combs' alleged actions are a result of his father's influence? Or is this a case of individual misconduct? And how much longer can the Combs dynasty withstand the mounting legal pressures? Share your thoughts in the comments below. The conversation is just getting started. Until next time, stay tuned for more celebrity gossip and drama